Hey everyone, Gen X Fusion here, giving you some pre-recorded gameplay. Um, I haven't done this in a little while, um, in terms of uploading pre-recorded gameplay, and so I thought I'd do a little something here, specifically for some of those of you who might be interested in SnowRunner. So this is a game that I'm playing right now. A few of my viewers are interested and are actually playing SnowRunner, but they haven't reached this map yet because they're still just beginning. So here's what's going on. This is the situation. I'm taking one of my trucks out right now. Two things that I'm going to be doing. But the first thing that I'm going to be doing for this first portion of the pre-recorded video is one of my service vehicles and maintenance vehicles is stuck in the ice. It's I was driving it earlier and it got stuck. I accidentally drove over some thin ice and my truck ended up getting caught. So I'm using this backup truck, and actually it's not a backup truck. I'm actually going to use it to work on the current delivery contract that I have set up right now called Magnitude of 5. Basically, what happened is that a landslide occurred due to a 5.0 earthquake, and so they need two fuel canisters, or two, I guess you could say um, two pallets of fuel to be able to use the machinery to clear the debris away so that it opens up the main road. So that's what the primary mission is. Um, but what I was doing was I was trying to get one of my vehicles strategically placed in an area so that I could use it as a lifeline or as a form of like a pit stop to be able to refuel and also repair any damage to any of my trucks. But in the process of me uh, using it and transporting it over to a location, I accidentally drove over some thin ice and the vehicle, the truck fell in. So now I have to use this truck to perform a rescue and get that other truck out of there. So that's what I'm going to be doing first for this pre-recorded content. And then what I will do is I will start another pre-recorded content, um, basically documenting my journey to deliver these fuel canisters to the landslide site. So right now it's 6 in the morning and I am driving at Lake Kovd. I want to say Lake Kovd, but it's not. It's Lake Kovd. And what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to drive on out into the ice. The lake, it's the heart of winter, and the lake is frozen over in many areas. Now the ice is thick in various sections of the lake, but then it's also thin in other areas. So right here, this is already the lake. So I would be driving out into the water right now, but because there's ice, it's safe for me to cross in this specific area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking kind of like a service road that they use during the winter time when the lake is frozen over, to be able to transport supplies and different things over to other areas of this map, another section that I have to travel to. So that's what's going on. So here we go. This is first of all a rescue operation. And then after that, after I rescue my service trailer or my maintenance trailer, then I will start driving out to the area where I can pick up the fuel canisters and then deliver them. The road is super treacherous on the way. This area I've explored, so I kind of understand where I can go and where I can't go. But the other map after this, once I leave this map to go to the area where I deliver the fuel canisters, that map's not fully explored yet. So here we go. Now this area during the winter time is fine. The ice is thick and I can drive over it. Off to the right, though, you'll notice that the ice is broken up and there's also water. So I've just got to be extremely careful as I'm driving to make sure that I don't drive over any of the thin ice. This part right here totally reminds me of the TV series Ice Road Truckers. So if you can see up ahead, there it is. There's my service vehicle. So I don't want to drive too close to that area, so I'm going to come in from the left side behind this rock granite area section, and I'm going to go ahead. Woof, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull this truck out. What I need to do is I just need to pull up close enough so that I can attach a winch to it. So here we go. Attach a winch there. Perfect. All right. Turn on the engine. Let's see if I can pull this thing out. All right, here we go. Perfect. I did it. Hooray. Okay, good. That was close. That was easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the winch, stop the engine. I'm going to change trucks real quick. Yeah, I'm going to change trucks real quick. And then I'm going to move this vehicle out of the way, get it on land, and set it up. And then I'm going to take my trip. So I'm going to place my vehicle right here, the service vehicle right here for now. It'll be safe over here. Okay, let's go ahead and switch. All right, here we go. Well, let's start our trip. So let's get going. So the first thing I have to do is I have to rendezvous with my fuel trailer, or my fuel, yeah, it's a fuel trailer, a fuel truck. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. And it is located way on the other side. But before I do that, I'm just going to drive through here. I got to get through all of this first. And I got to be extremely careful and make sure I don't drive through the thin ice like I did last time. It could be disastrous if I do that. Alright, so far so good. This is straight up Ice Road Truckers, just driving through the ice. It's like, alright, this is the way to go. The way to go. And then I can drive through here like this. There we go. Now if I recall, yeah, there's a fuel trailer right over here. There's one right over here. There's an area over here that I use as a pit stop. And there happens to be a maintenance fuel trailer over here too. So if for any reason I get damaged, my truck gets damaged along the way, I only have to I can come over here and rendezvous with this maintenance trailer and refuel, and also do any repair services to my truck. So, but I don't need to do that right now. So we're just going to continue forward. This is intense. So I just need to keep driving through here, and I'm going to have to make my way around. There's kind of a longer route, but I don't want to take any chances of falling through the ice. So I just have to be patient and just take the route that's been given to me. Over there off to the right, if you can see the changes, you can see that the ice is thin over here. If I drive through there, I'll fall through. So I have to take the slightly longer route. So it's okay if I take it, because I have a fuel truck waiting for me. But I wanted to make this for some of you, some of my friends out there who are playing SnowRunner. I know that some of you are on the beginning map, which is the Michigan map. So I wanted to show you what I was up against on this map. It's a little bit more advanced, and it is just to say it's harder to deal with. So this particular truck is a very good truck because it's low, it's got a good center of gravity, it's got all-wheel drive, and all of my tires do the turning. You know, there's torque coming from every tire on here, which is really, really good and very, very useful in situations like this where I might be in snow, mud, or even portions of water if I have to cross a river and stuff if it's not too deep. Okay, here we go. So we drove through it. We drove across that bridge. I had to reassemble that bridge and bring things to it. So here's the other part. Now I have to, this bridge over here is out. That's the main bridge. I can't get to it. I can't repair it at this point. So what I have to do is I have to take an alternative route and basically drive onto the lake. And I have to be careful because all of this area over here to my right is thin ice. And so I've got to make sure that I don't drive over that. Otherwise the truck will sink. So what I have to do is stay as close to land as possible. Drive over here and just make sure that I get past that section. See, this might be I don't want to take any shortcuts. I think that's thin ice. So let me just back up from that. I don't want to get stuck in there. Just take it and go all the way around like you're supposed to. And don't take any shortcuts. Better to be safe than sorry. So there we go. So now that I've made it around there, I just have to take this route over here and drive up this little slope to get back onto the main road. This is a medium log trailer. I'm going to have to deliver medium logs at some point to a power station or a substation to get things back running again. But that's later. Right now, I need to deal with this landslide. That's the most important part. So I just drive up the slope here, and once I get to the main road, I hang a right. There's a harder part on here. I have to drive back off the main road, and I'm going to have to drive back onto the lake momentarily. But for now, I can stay on this main road. And just up ahead is my fuel vehicle. So this is where I'm going to go and refuel. The good news is that there's other fueling trailers on the other map waiting for me. I just have to get to them. But to get to them, I've got to first make sure that I got ample fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go and refuel right over here with this fuel truck. Hello there. It's good to see you, my friend. Here we go. Not the Royale, there we go. I'm taking it from the fuel tank and I'm transferring it over to my truck, which is the Azov 73210. Here we go. Get myself a full tank and I am ready to proceed forward. Now down here it's a little bit difficult because it's sloped and it's got all these rocks. So what I have to do is I have to shift into low gear to go over this and make sure that I'm up high on this slope. Otherwise I'll slide down and crash into the power line. So I have to use low gear so that I can keep my traction. Look at that, that is so nuts. And I have to keep on going and keep on doing this. There we go. Is this where I go down? Let me double check. Yeah, this is my entry point. Okay, I can go down from here if I want to. Alright, let's back up the truck. There we are. A little bit more, back it up. There we go. Alright. Okay, we're going back down onto the lake right here. Now, once again, I have to be very careful and watch for thin ice. The good news is I think I'm on land right over here. So I just need to drive straight ahead. Oh, look at that. I just ran over. That's what happens. I just ran over and my shocks are now damaged slightly. That's okay, because I think I got a maintenance trailer up that way. But until then, let's just drive through this. Sorry, trees. We gotta drive through you. I can't drive to the right side because that's thin ice right there. So I've got to stay away from there. There we go. There we are. Okay, let me check the map here. Okay, good. So now I take this road right here. And this will lead me back up to the main road. Oh goodness, okay, up we go, here we go. This is crazy, I'll tell you. The good news is at least the road is made of ice here, so it's not too nuts. But as you can see, this is such a lot of work on my truck. And believe me, this isn't even the hard part yet. The hard part comes later. My hope is I can get to it in reasonable time. So then I hang a right over here and then just take this portion of the road like so. Uh, Stay off to the right. There we go. Stay over here. Travel through here. And then I move a little to the left here and take this portion. There we go. Well, so far so good. You can also drive in first person view, and this is a challenge. You could do it this way, and I think it's really fun, but at the same time, it's like you got to be very careful. It can be a little bit challenging. Look at this. Okay, I got to be careful because if I hit these granite rocks too hard, I will mess up more of my shocks, or I might damage my tires, or I could damage my gas tank or my engine. I mean, it could just cause all kinds of problems if I'm not careful. There we go. Now I'm back on the main road. Now, what did I just do? So if you take a look at my map here, this is where I came from. This was my alternate fuel truck. So instead of going through here, this area right here, the roads disappeared. It's got dips. It's got lots of gaps. It's very, very difficult to go through this area until it gets developed. If it ever gets developed. So what I did was I devised a detour where I could drive along the ice over here. It's just easier to drive along the ice over here. Once I got along here, I went up this road right here, and then when I got to this point, I hung a right and crossed over through here and then up here. And so now I'm back on the main road, and this is where I'm going. And then the hard part begins. This was the easy part. The hard part is about to get crazy. So I have to be careful going up this road because if you take a look here, this is nuts. This is one of the nutty things. This is granite. This isn't even paved. And my truck is just, because it's low profile, my frame is just colliding with the granite. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to damage the truck some more. And I want to not damage this truck if possible. It'll ruin the efficiency and make it even worse. My efficiency will go down. And right now, I don't need the efficiency of this truck to go down any lower. So here we go. We're back on this main road. We got through the granite part, and we are getting ready to move on to the second area. And the second area is called Emandra. Oh my goodness. Here we go. And there we go. I'm traveling to Emandra right now. Hmm. I'm going to have to cross that section there. Of course, it's a little bit different in the game as opposed to this loading page. It looks a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same issue. That bridge is not built, and so I have to find a way across that whole section of water, that body of water, because there is no bridge. The bridge is out. I'm just checking how much time has been elapsed so far. It looks like about 20 minutes. Okay, so I am going to take a quick moment to pause this and then I am going to restart it again. Be back in a moment.